Coach Lisa here, owner of Challenge U Softball and the National CUDIT Concentric Hitting Coach Certification. I want to make a video regarding something that is not talked about much because sometimes we focus so much on training the separation, training high-level mechanics without paying attention to the basics. So I want to talk about finishing the swing. All certified CUDIT hitting coaches understand the main flaws that we see when we first see an athlete. It has to do with their head, their hands, their hips, finishing their swing. And instead of going into depth here on how to fix those issues easily, I'm going to just kind of give you a couple bullet points on how to fix finishing the swing. In a sense, 3 key points that'll help young athletes to kind of get what you're talking about, and not only get it by doing the drill, but really understand it to the point that they only do it the correct way going forward because it simply makes sense. And because you made such great analogies to them, so they'll never forget the correct way to finish. And that's very important when you're giving a hitting lesson. So here's 3 tips, 3 drills on how to get your athlete to finish their swing. First off, I don't know who invented the softball swing. There's no such thing. And for some reason, it kind of looked like this. And I can't stand it. There's no reason that you should be hitting your shoulder. You're simply coming to contact, foul ball, and then rolling your wrist. So please do not do that. Sometimes players think the harder they hit their back, the more power they have. But this is not a finish. This is a finish, all right? So we have to teach that there is one beautiful swing, and that's a short to the ball, long finish, clean, powerful, confident swing. And that is over the shoulder. First thing that's important is for you to show your athlete what you mean by finishing their swing. Too often we have private lesson hitting coaches that don't move off the bucket and just talk. You gotta practice what you preach. That's part of CUDIT. So if you're gonna do a drill, guess what? You gotta know how to do the drill yourself. So when you're talking about finishing a swing, you gotta show them how to finish the swing correctly. 1, I love to use a med ball. Now, use this according to the player that you're working with. So if we have a young athlete, we'll give her maybe like a 3-pound one, 4-pound little baby one. Older athletes will go heavier. We'll go 6, 7, 8. Yeah, older, strong girls will go 10. But the first drill you want to do is you want to have your player hold the ball up here. Now this ball has to replicate their bat. And what they're going to do, I don't want you to be too picky with their bottom half, their separation, their split. Focus right now on just finishing the swing. So you're going to have their hands up, squat, lift, split, and here, finish. Now, what is so good about that? Well, one thing you're going to tell your player, first bullet point is to have your elbow, back elbow to the pitcher, kind of right at the pitcher's forehead. We're above it, all right? If the player isn't to the pitcher, if their back elbow's not to the pitcher, that means that they rolled their wrist and they didn't finish their swing. So I want your back elbow on this drill to the pitcher or above her head. That's an awesome cue, and I'm telling you 99% of the time that we tell a player to do it, they get that. What we have here is we have tarps with markers, just with duct tape, and they have to finish to the pitcher, aka to the duct tape in the tunnel. All right, so that's a good bullet point to finish a swing. Now by using a weighted ball, it kind of reinforces them to push and finish what they started. Because this is harder. This is failing, this is weak, this is soft, this isn't doing the drill. And they're gonna get that instant feedback that they're not doing the drill, aka the correct way to finish. So hands up, over. Elbow to the pitcher. Elbow to the pitcher. Now they're finishing their swing. Second circuit, I like to use the Rocket weighted balls. And the girls like this too, because what happens is they kind of feel like they get to throw something behind them. So again, back elbow, past the pitcher's forehead, above the pitcher's forehead, driving that arm on the back side. That'll avoid a lot of this garbage. I can't stand that. Sometimes if I go to a tournament and I see, like, you know, the player trying to hit their back like the loudest, I'm like, just stop, please. So anyway, hands up with a Rocket training ball. Hands up, 2 hands. And what they're going to do here is the same drill, but this is lighter, so it should be easier to them. By the time they get to their bat, it's going to be super easy. Hands up, low lift, and they bring it over. Hands up, low lift, and they bring it over. Hands up, load lift, and they bring it over. And they just keep going with the bucket of balls. You can have 2 in their hand. And then make sure, it could feel weird with that front one. Just emphasize, try to finish with both, but get them in a rhythm and try to get it back in the bucket. It kind of becomes a game to them where they're actually finishing their swing versus this. Instant feedback. Guess what? Now players, you can practice on your own. I love that. One more time. Oh yeah. All right, so that's step 2, finishing your swing. Now, again, we're only focusing on finishing the swing. A lot of times, we pick apart too many things and the players are checked out. Just one thing at a time, and then once they start to get it, then you could start going into, multiple areas of the body. But right now, it's just one thing at a time, okay? Sometimes I'll make a video, and you'll get that one guy or girl, oh, but she's not doing her bottom half. I'm like, that's not what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about finishing the swing. And that's the problem with coaching today, is it's trying to show too much knowledge that you got. Forget the ego. Focus on one thing at a time. When the player gets that part, then add the other part with it. All right? Now, all CUDIT coaches, I teach you how to do that. It's very important. Go regular swings, and the player will be enforced to finish their swing. And let them know, listen, if you hit that ball dead on, that's awesome. I'm focusing on you finishing the swing. Because when you put so much emphasis on that, and you're training over time, like the next day or whatever, you can say, remember, finish your swing. And because you drilled it so hard in them, they like, oh, that's a serious mechanic I have to do. It's carrying the ball, finishing the swing. So now they swing regular and say, barrel to ball. If you hit it wonderfully, great right now, but I'm focused on finishing the swing. So hands up. And finish. And have them freeze after, just to make sure that they're doing it right. All right, so drill 1, med ball, that weight really reinforces them. Drill 2, the rucket training balls, the weighted balls, 3 full swings. That circuit is gonna really emphasize how to get your player to understand the power of finishing their swing. Last little tidbit, we always talk about analogies in the CUDIT course, or we always talk about stories that get athletes to understand what you're talking about, as weird as they could be. This one I like, it's getting the bat head to your back tush. All right, so if you come across over here, it's really hard to get the bat head to your back tush. So we always say bat head to tush, and they really push to throw their core concentrically, throw their body concentrically, and release everything to get the momentum to drive that barrel all the way through the zone, carrying that ball 20 to 25 degrees, throwing their body concentrically, finishing their swing, and bolting off to run. 3 key tips. Enjoy. GoCudit.com. The waiting list has been lifted. Apply today. We'll get you in for an interview. We'll start working together. You get full access to the course. It's everything you got to know to build your own brand, build your own name, and then build athletes to the next level.